The true test of our effectiveness is the positive difference we make in the lives of the individual student. The reason I'm so passionate about education, particularly for Black students' education, is because when I was growing up, there weren't any Black teachers in our school. The first Black teacher that I had was my uncle. There are so many positive experiences I had here at Eastern, working with the students, working with the staff, working with the faculty, that it's hard to pinpoint one favorite opportunity here. I was here when the undergraduate symposium started, and that was a real testimony to how faculty and student affairs people could work together. We didn't give our students just filing to do in the offices. The students who worked in our offices and the students who did like special programming, they were really challenged by their faculty to do research so that when they left their jobs here at Eastern, graduate schools would look at their application and say, "You did this as an undergraduate?" And they say, "Well, yes, we did this." And they say, "Well, how could you do that?" And the students would say, "Well, because my supervisor or my mentor, they gave us a real opportunity to do real work, and it prepared them for when they left Eastern." A student who I think about often is a student named Tyran Burrell. Burrell was really instrumental in helping to set up the Great People's Degree Completion Scholarship. I mean, I was humbled, of course. When Burrell passed, the first person who called me in the morning was one of my coworkers, and she called me and she asked me if I knew that Tyran Burrell had passed, and I was very taken aback. But you know, the interesting thing about that was I was very sad that whole day. But on my way to work, there were two other students who called me to ask me if I knew that he had passed and to check in to see how I was doing. You know, we had such a great community of students and faculty here. That comes from an investment in your students, an investment in your community, an investment in your job. You know, so when you talk about what was one of your favorite experiences at Eastern, I don't have a favorite experience. I have multitude of experiences that I consider to be blessed with having the opportunity to have had. When I married my wife 42 years ago, I told her, I said, we're only going to be in Ypsilanti for 2 years. So that was 42 years ago. Ypsilanti is our home. We raised our children here. We become involved in the community here. I served on 3 local school boards. My wife is also very active in the community. She's the past national president for the Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, which is a mother's group, a family group that promotes education of young Black children. We spend a lot of time in the community here. First of all, I'd like to thank the Alumni Foundation for their selecting me and honoring me with this very distinguished award. I want to thank really the most important person in my life, and that's my wife, Alice Peoples, for her support, dedication, and love for the last 43 years. She is more than a best friend, but she is just someone that I couldn't do without. So I would like to thank her. I'd like to thank my family for their support, and also the many students and faculty who made it possible for me to receive this John W. Porter Distinguished Service Chair Award.